adjust your rear derailleur, all you'll need is a small flathead screwdriver and a 5mm Allen key. Before we go over that, we'll go over the parts of a rear derailleur. You've got your upper or guide pulley, your lower or tension pulley, the attachment bolt, your B-tension screw, your high limit, low limit, barrel adjuster, and cable pinch bolt. Your high limit screw adjusts how far outboard of the bike your derailleur can go. The low limit adjusts how far inward the derailleur will travel. By adjusting these, you get your base for your derailleur adjustment. The best way to get rid of your cable tension is to screw in all of your barrel adjusters on your derailleur, on your frame, and on the shifter if you've got one. And that should leave you with a pretty loose cable. Now you've got zero tension on your rear derailleur cable. And if you use your hand to push the derailleur in and then let it come down, it should drop easily into the smallest cog. If it doesn't drop into the smallest cog, it means your high limit screw is pushed too far in. Now to adjust your high limit screw, you want your guide pulley to travel in the direct line with your smallest cog. So if it's too high, if it's too far in, you'll unscrew that, unthread the high limit screw until it travels in line. And you only want to turn the screw about a quarter turn at a time until it travels in line. And do the test again. Push it up and let it drop back down. Now if your high limit screw is too far out, then you have a chance of derailing your chain and dropping it off that smallest cog, which can cause problems. It can get it wedged between your cassette and your frame. Now once you have your high limit screw set, you can set your low limit. And to do that, we'll just pull on the cable itself. And it should again go right. Again, it should go right into that biggest cog without any problem, and the guide pulley should travel right in line with your largest cog. Now if your guide pulley is too far inboard of the cog, then you will thread that screw in. If it's too far out, then you'll unthread it and it'll allow your derailleur to travel more. By tightening each limit screw, you're shortening the travel of the derailleur. By loosening them, you're allowing the derailleur to go further out each direction. Once you have your limit screw set, you can go in and adjust your cable tension. With an index shifter, each shift should match up exactly with each cog. If it's not matching up exactly, that means your cable tension is off. We'll start with the baseline from the smallest cog up to the largest cog with no cable tension. Make sure your barrel adjusters are fully threaded in, and then your front barrel adjuster, unthread about half a turn. That will give you a little bit wider adjustment. Now if your cable is still very loose, you can go in and immediately tighten it. That way you have to do as little adjustment with the barrel adjusters as possible. You don't want it too tight, but tight enough that you won't have to do too much with the barrel adjusters. Now we'll start again from the smallest cog and shift one click up. And if it shifts smoothly, then go on to the second click. If you have a hesitation like that, unthread your barrel adjuster 1 or 2 clicks and try again. Go back down and come back up. Now, as you're shifting, if it hesitates going up the cog, that means your cable is too loose, and you'll want to tighten it a little bit by unthreading one of your barrel adjusters. And again, just go 1 or 2 quarter turns at a time, and you should get a good crisp shift. If it's hesitating coming back down the cassette, that means your cable is too tight, and you need to thread that barrel adjuster in. By threading it in, you're essentially shortening the length of the housing and lengthening or loosening your cable. Now on to the B-tension screw. The B-tension screw adjusts how far your guide pulley travels from your cassette. If it's too close to the cassette, you'll get grinding and a kind of a bumping sound. If it's too far away, it's not going to shift quite as crisply. So you want it to be as close as possible, but not too close. If it's bumping and grinding on your cassette, you just thread that B-tension screw in. And you should get a nice quiet shift all the way through. And now your derailleur should be adjusted.